What is up, bros and brats? I'm Inkslasher, and today we're talking about Call of Duty 2017. No, you did not hear me wrong. We are talking about the next Call of Duty to come out. Why, you ask? Well, first of all, yesterday I put up a poll on Twitter asking you guys whether you wanted me to talk about the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered content and how it affects the game, or whether you wanted me to talk about Call of Duty 2017. And Call of Duty 2017 won by about 20%. So if you guys want to participate in these surveys or just kind of want to know what's going on in my life or anything like that, day-to-day information about Call of Duty, the best way to stay up to date on that is my Twitter. That link is down in the description. Now, as of yesterday, we've got a ton of information about Call of Duty 2017 because Activision held their quarterly earnings report. And basically what this is just basically a call where they speak to all of their investors and give them information about how much money they made in quarter 4 last year compared to how much they were projected to make, compared to a whole bunch of other things. And they basically give a bunch of little tidbits of information about the future of their company, and that's exactly everything it included. And it's interesting because this call doesn't only include Call of Duty, but it also includes Overwatch, and it also includes Destiny on top of that. So we're going to be talking about a little bit of all of that today, but mainly we're going to be focusing on Call of Duty 2017. Now, basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through, read a bunch of snippets about things they said about Call of Duty, and then break them down and talk about what may be changing in the future because of what they said. And actually, we got some pretty damn big information yesterday. So what Activision decided to lead off this call with was talking about how in the fourth quarter of 2016, Activision didn't do as well as they thought they were going to. And they basically broke this down to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare not doing as well as they thought it would. And they blame this on the space theme of Infinite Warfare not resonating with the audience. And I think that's pretty true amongst other things. I don't think it's simply the space theme. I think it's other things with Infinite Warfare as well, including supply drops and including many other things spread throughout the game. However, they admitted that the space theme was a large problem. And we've actually seen this before in Call of Duty games, believe it or not. In fact, when Call of Duty World at War came out, people didn't like Call of Duty World at War because it was a World War II shooter. If you don't remember, at the time of World at War coming out, every single shooter game that came out, whether it was Medal of Honor, whatever it was a World War II shooter as well. And people were simply sick of playing World War II shooters. So when World at War came out, people were like, we're sick of this. So that's why they moved to the more modern games, and now we're looking at more space-age Call of Duty games. And I think it's exactly that. Every shooter that comes out right now is a space-age shooter. We've got Destiny, we've got Halo, we've got now Call of Duty is a space-age shooter, and I think people are just really sick of that. And that's why I think the sales of Infinite Warfare were so damn bad, and even Activision is admitting that as well. Now, at that point, things don't sound that great for Activision. However, that's not the only way Activision makes money. Of course, we know in Activision games, they also have in-game content sales. What are those? Supply drops. They're crates in Overwatch because Activision is also a part of Overwatch. And Activision announced that in 2016, they sold $3.6 billion with a B dollars worth of in-game content sales. To give you an idea of how ridiculous that is, to make that amount of money off of selling copies of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, they would have to sell 60 million copies of Infinite Warfare. So it just shows you how much more money they're making off of in-game content compared to actually making the games themselves. And this is why everyone on YouTube is saying supply drops are here to stay. Just too many people are buying them. Also, to give you an idea of how ridiculous that $3.6 billion number is, Activision was making almost $10 million a day off of supply drops. $10 million a day. That is absolutely insane. So it just shows you how important supply drops and random loot drops are to the economy of Activision games. This is worrisome to me because another game that I really enjoy playing is Destiny. And Destiny 2 is set to release in 2017. I'm worried that since Activision is making so much money off of this in-game content, they're going to want to sell supply drops in Destiny 2 as well. They do it in Overwatch, they do it in Call of Duty. I wouldn't be surprised to see it in Destiny 2 as well. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I'm a Destiny channel, but it just seems that Activision games are all going in that direction. But that's enough about the negative stuff. Let's talk about the positive stuff, because after that, Eric Hirschberg, the guy talking on the call, actually changed direction and started talking about Call of Duty 2017. And this is what everyone is super excited about. So I'm actually going to read the direct quotes of what he said to you guys here. So the first thing he said, and this is probably the best statement he gave in the whole thing, is the good news is that I am excited to say that in 2017, we think we have this balance in perfect harmony. With a game that our teams are very passionate about, with a lot of great innovations, but also has the same traditional combat that we know our fans are going to love. So that last line there, the same traditional combat that we know our fans are going to love, is an incredibly important line. This is basically saying Call of Duty 2017 will be boots on the ground. Now, it's not directly saying that, but then a tweet that happened right after this kind of confirmed it. So as we know, Sledgehammer Games is producing Call of Duty 2017, and Glenn Schofield, one of the heads at Sledgehammer Games, actually tweeted this, saying, "I found Condry's boots on the ground," and it's a picture of pink cowboy boots. But this is so telling. This is essentially saying that Call of Duty 2017 is going to be boots on the ground. This is insane. This is really, first of all, really early to get any announcement about Call of Duty 2017, but I think they just want to get the point across that they're listening to what people are saying about Call of Duty, and they're going to implement those things in their Call of Duty game. Also, they love talking really cryptically between Glenn Schofield and Michael Condrey, so it's always really great to hear the banter between those two as well. So after that, they were talking about the game being made by Sledgehammer in 2017, and the interesting thing they said is this: we greenlit it over 2 years ago now, and they've been working hard on it ever since, and we can't wait to unveil it to the world soon. So they're getting ready to unveil the idea for the next Call of Duty game, but the interesting thing is they said that they greenlit it over 2 years ago. So they've had the idea for this game for a very long time. So what's interesting about this is, assumably, Advanced Warfare actually did pretty well. It was one of the top-selling Call of Duty games, and the thing with Advanced Warfare is it was not a boots-on-the-ground game. So the fact that it was greenlit over 2 years ago is either Sledgehammer completely changed their direction for Advanced Warfare, or we're going to be looking at another Advanced Warfare game somehow in the past. I don't know how that's possible whatsoever, because I almost guarantee that this traditional combat game that Eric Hirschberg's talking about is going to be in the past. It's going to be a Vietnam War. It's going to be, I don't know, a Korean War. It's going to be a World War II. It's going to be something in the past. I almost guarantee it. It's just a matter of when it's going to take place, what it's going to be called, and how directly they're going to be doing boots on the ground. Whether there's going to be no advanced movement whatsoever, or there's going to be the slide movement. Is there going to be a dolphin dive? I don't really know, and we're not going to find out until they unveil it. And like they said, they can't wait to reveal it to the world soon, so I can't wait to see that. Now, the only other really interesting piece of information we actually got revolved around this year in Call of Duty. They said that they're going to be supporting 3 games: Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered, and Black Ops 3. The interesting thing about this is we kind of already know what they're doing for Infinite Warfare. There's going to be 3 remaining DLC packs, and on top of that, new DLC weapons and everything along those lines. For Modern Warfare Remastered, we know they're going to be releasing more depot content, so that's going to be weapons, melee weapons, and everything in between for that game. However, they were super unclear with what they were doing for Black Ops 3. They said for sure that there's going to be more black market content, and that's to be expected. I'm guessing we're going to get new black market content every month, at least almost every month. The real thing, though, is they didn't deny that they weren't going to be doing DLC for Black Ops 3. They didn't say that the black market content is the only thing that they're going to be adding to Black Ops 3. So I'm really interested to see what they're doing with Black Ops 3. To me, it sounds like they may be working on DLC or more map packs for Black Ops 3 that they just can't talk about quite yet. But that's what it sounds like to me. By no means did they announce that. They did not say that whatsoever. That is not confirmed. Just with the language they were talking about and how they were kind of avoiding the question of what they're actually doing with Black Ops 3, it sounds like they have something in the works. What that something is, I have no freaking clue. But I think this was is definitely a positive thing that we learned about all this stuff. Boots on the ground sounds fantastic in Call of Duty 2017. We're going to have lots more Call of Duty 2017 videos coming on this channel, talking about what they're actually doing with the game, any leaks, anything we find out about the game. You can for sure expect that from me. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. I'll be reading all the comments, and I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say. Also, you can check out my Twitch, Twitter, all of that crap down in the description. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, guys, peace out.